Cameron for TweakTown here. I'm here at Silverstone in Taipei. This is their headquarters. Next to me is Tony, the marketing director, and today he's going to give us a look at one of their new cases. Tony, can you just tell us briefly about the case?
Yeah, it's the Temjin TJ11 case. We didn't have a chance to actually show a production model at CES, so we'd like to show the TweakTown readers the production model here.
Okay, so just off camera now, I'm looking at the TJ11. This is, as Tony said, the production model. It's the first time you've seen it. So let's hand the microphone over to Tony now, and we'll give you an unboxing and have a look at the case in full detail.
Okay, so here is a retail box of the TJ11. As you can see, this is one of the biggest boxes you'll probably ever see for a computer case. We had made one that was bigger before. That was the Raven RV01. But we downsized that after we got complaints that it couldn't fit in a lot of vehicles and shipping crates. So this is about the maximum you'll see from Silverstone for now. And it's a really heavy one too. You can see here the label. Net weight, 17.4 kilo, and gross weight of over 20 kilos. Wow. So very heavy. Despite being all aluminum case, right? So here, if we open it up, you'll see case is facing up. And the correct way to unbox something this heavy, let's see, show it to you. You flip the box upside down, like this, and just let the case slide out on its own. And you can pull the box up and away. Okay, so you can see we have very nice packing material for this case.
It's going to be pretty safe during shipping. There won't be any issues there.
Yeah, of course, you know, it won't survive the worst of the shipping companies, I guess, torment or whatnot, but it should do for most of the time. Here's an accessories box. And here is a gift that we give to all the TJ11 owners. I'll keep that a secret for the owners. So you have to buy one to actually see what that is in detail. So please, for now. Okay, so with both protective foam removed, all we have left is a plastic bag. And I'll take this off. Get a good look at the TJ11 from the left side. So the case is dominated by the, of course, aluminum surface. So the entire exterior that you see here is sandblasted finish, anodized.
And again, this is the final version. This is the actual case that would ship to one of your customers.
Yeah. In fact, I took one out of our warehouse to show you guys today.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
But this will go into our showroom, so it's pretty good use. And on the right side, you'll see the window cut out. It's protected by film on both outside and inside.
Can we take the film off just
Sure.
to get a closer look? Oh, inside and outside.
So the side panel I can remove by unscrewing the thumb screws on the back. So it's a more traditional type of case. We don't really use toolless mechanism with this case. Okay. So there's another one inside you can just remove. Okay. And you can see the side panels is 2 millimeter thick aluminum with the steel braces on the two sides, and also here's a thick rubber padding for the air gap. Okay. You can see inside most of the cables are sleeved in black now. Okay. So fan cables, of course the two filters on the bottom, as shown many times before. Two air penetrator fans.
What size are these fans, if our readers, our viewers can't really see? What's the actual
180
size?
millimeter
And how much air pressure do they push?
I don't remember the air pressure numbers. It's on our website. But in terms of CFM, they push about 130 CFM max speed. And then on the lower speed, they push about 100 CFM. Okay, so here you can see there's two speed switches here. And we've now labeled them on the production version, so you can see if they're low or high. We also printed this mark on the production cases, showing you that if you do use a very hot graphics card here, this part does get hot. Okay, so that's something that we realized during the thermal testing phase of the case development. Okay, and the really nice feature of this case is, of course, the removable motherboard tray. So all you have to do is remove 4 of these thumb screws. You can take your motherboard tray out like that.
As quick as that, in that time, yeah?
Yeah. So here are the USB 3 cables for you to connect to the motherboard rear I/O.
Yeah.
And these drive cages are hot swappable. Okay. And they all have rubber grommets to reduce vibration. And if I take the other side panel off, you'll be able to see there's 2 additional 120 millimeter fans blowing toward the hard drive cage for cooling. And here you can really get see a nice profile of the case with this dual unibody aluminum frame. We really make sure that the finishing surface and the constructions are as good as we can get it down to be. So it's very high quality all over. You can see all the gaps are very tightly confined, and all the surfaces are rounded where they need to be. So you won't be cutting your finger anywhere on the case.
Tony, how much development time went into producing and getting this case to market from start to finish? Because obviously you guys have gone into a lot of detail here.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it really taken to get this to the point that you guys are really happy with it and happy to put it on the market and start selling it?
I would say for this particular design, it took about a year from beginning to production. But you have to realize the last TJ case we did was over 3 years ago. So this case was actually under development. Actually, the TJ11 case itself was under development much longer than that. But we had to scrap what we did before. We actually have a few versions that we developed before that we had to sort of put aside because we didn't really like how they came out during the prototype phase. So more or less, you can say this 1 year or you can say 3 years, okay, depending on if you look at the prototypes as part of the development phase. Okay, on the front panel, there are actually 9 5¼ drive bays. So there's a lot of possibilities. We can imagine people putting fan controllers, multiple optical drives, and even reservoirs on the front of this case. You can also see on the top and also on the bottom front, these are actually 2 power buttons. These are LED backlit power buttons. Obviously, you would kind of guess why we put 2 power buttons on this case. Because of the size of the case, you would have to use probably the top button if you have the case on the floor, and the one on the bottom if you have your case on top of the desk. Okay, and if you want to have a reset button, I don't know if you notice next to the USB 3 ports, here's a reset button. That's pretty easy to access. But again, you won't be able to accidentally touch it. So here we have our accessories box that comes with the TJ11. Here we include 3 SSD brackets for you to install behind or on the left side of the 5¼ drive base. And also, you'll notice something a little interesting here. We give you 2 Silverstone badges. Okay, if you notice that the entire case has no branding whatsoever. So we give you the option that if you really like to have the Silverstone name on the case, you can do that. And here's a power supply adapters for 2 power supplies to act as one. Fan adapter that converts 3 of the fans, 3-pin connector into a 4-pin, so you can connect this directly to your power supply. Bag of screws.
A lot of screws.
Yes. Okay. And we give you a magnetic fan filter that you can put directly over the power supply fan for filtering. So there's 2 of them because you can put 2 power supplies inside. Here's the manual, it's very thick. It offers lots of details, including component selections. And we even include some of the modding information that some modders may need, like the dimension of the compartment underneath and whatnot. Okay. And lastly, here's a adapter for a separate power supply adapter bracket. The default one that's already installed from the factory is for dual ATX power supply. This is for people with redundant PS2 power supply. So you can swap this backplate out and use this one instead. Okay, so that's the accessories box for TJ11.
All right, and Tony, 2 final questions just before we finish up here. The price in the United States, and when will people be able to buy this case?
The TJ11 is already shipping. That's why we have the production case here. It's already on the way to US, so you can expect the availability to be early February for US markets at MSRP of $599.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.